right, so the Jamaica Association in Switzerland will be embarking on 2 projects in Jamaica, and for this month they'll be giving back by contributing to early childhood education. President Jessica Taylor and member Rashid Hall have the details for us this morning. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Welcome home.
Thanks for having us. Yes,
Thank you.
Because we know you're going back soon.
Happy to be home.
Jessica, you were born there.
I was born in Switzerland, yes.
Okay, Rashid, you're Jamaican.
Yes.
But you studied there and you're now working there.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about this association. The Jamaica Association for Switzerland, a little over 100 of you, right?
Right, exactly.
Tell me about the organization.
Right, so what happened in 2005, it was Bob Marley's 60th birth anniversary, and some Jamaicans in Switzerland wanted to celebrate that event. And they decided that it was time to have something that would bring the Jamaicans residing in Switzerland together, because Switzerland is a very different place culturally, a bit more closed, so it was important for these people to be able to come together. So they decided to make a fete, which was a huge success. 245 Jamaicans came, and there was Jamaican food, so for them it was really it was a great event. And then they decided, okay, this was such a success, I think we have a need to bring the Jamaicans that live in Switzerland together. Let's create an association. And then the thought behind it was also that being in Switzerland, they wanted to really be able to make a difference in Jamaica. So they thought, okay, we're going to make this association help Jamaicans residing in Switzerland come together, and also give all the proceeds of the association to help the education system in Jamaica.
Okay, so you're half Swiss and you're half Jamaican, so you're vested heavily in this as well.
I am, absolutely.
Rashid, how did you find this? I think you must have heard angels in heaven when you heard about this organization.
I must tell you, from before going to Switzerland for my master's degree, I spoke to the mission here, or the consulate here, and they had put me in touch with Margaret DeCharles, who at the time was the president of the association before Jessica. And so we connected in that way. It took about 3 months for us to first meet, but I can tell you the first time we met, and I went into her house, and there was some appleton and some jerk chicken. It was just at the point I was about to break.
Cry. Yeah.
And it felt very different when I went in and the person said, well, go on, man, come in.
Yes.
And it was just being able to connect. So the association really brings that opportunity to be able to have your culture even while you're in a different space.
Yeah.
And for me, going through the program, that was very, very important. And that helped in many ways to guide me through many tough times.
You're very active now. What are some of the projects you have worked on before we get to the ones that you're going to be doing?
Right, so there were a few. One, for example, was LM Basic School, that's in Portmore in St. Catherine. They wanted to launch a music program, so we purchased music instruments for them because they didn't have any. Recently, we had the National Water Commission Basic School here in Kingston, for which we provided a new PA system. They had a big spelling competition going on. I hope they did some French. There was also Mount Zion Basic School, so that's in St. Anne. A lot of work was done there. We upgraded the sanitary facilities. We installed toilets and wash basins for the kids.
So important.
We built cabinets for storage of food. So, yes.
Yeah,
so.
Okay, some good work has been going on. How do you choose which schools you go into?
Pretty much we tap into a network. All Jamaicans there still have friends, family back home, and so we tap into a network, and projects are submitted to the board. And then we decide based on what we think is most feasible. This year, I think, is probably the first time in a while we've decided to do 2 projects, because we just felt that we could really make a big push to try to even do more than we've been doing before. And so as we'll explain, there's a project this year with Mount Concord Basic School in Glengulf, St. Catherine, and Whitehall Primary in St. Thomas. And we decided just to take on those projects because of the need that we saw in those places.
Okay, so tell us about the need that you saw and what will you be doing in both institutions?
Right, so Whitehall Primary in St. Thomas, there's a need. We're going to install a water tank provided for them and have it installed so that they can have easy access to water. So that's really important for the children there. So that's what we're going to be doing there. And at Mount Concord, right. In St. Catherine, we're going to be, what happens is it's a very rural place, and there's a lot of wild cattle that always has access to the facility, and there are issues with them coming there. And so what we're going to do is really clear the bush and pave the yard, and we want to install a security fence all around the school so that children can have a clean and safe environment to learn.
Excellent.
So
do all your members come down, or just a few of you at a time and you oversee the project?
Right, so it's always, help each other. So whoever gets to go down to Jamaica will be taking over for the project. So luckily we were able to come at this time of year, but sometimes there will be some other people of the association.
Yeah.
Switzerland is very far, there are no direct flights,
Yes,
so it's always
yes,
something
it's not
to come
near
here.
at all. How long did you fly to get here?
Very long. So first of all, we went to Amsterdam, that was 1.5 hours. Then we flew to Atlanta, that was about 10 hours. And then we flew another 3 hours down. Yes.
Okay, we're glad to have you. You guys might want to look at, you know, raising money to buy your own plane.
Yeah, that could be something.
So much work
flight.
here, yeah, just to make it a direct flight. When will this work be done?
Next week.
Next week.
What we're doing now is purchasing the items. It's a bit over 300,000 that we're contributing this term.
Yes.
And we will be visiting the 2 institutions next week and being able to take some photos and see what's happening, meet the schools, because we've been speaking by email, but we haven't met in person yet.
Right.
And hopefully just being able to see some of the students as well, and just people have that experience to know that we're contributing towards making their future better.
Yeah. One of the pictures I saw on screen just now was a 10K or a 5K?
Yes.
Yeah.
What is that?
So it's a race basically in Switzerland, which is just done for fun, but also to support certain causes. And we just thought it was a good way to show the Jamaica Association that, you know, and just promote a bit the work that we were doing here. So we all had the Team Jamrock shirt on, and we ran for a good cause. It was hard for me, but he's an athlete, so I guess.
So you got it. You labored, but you got it.
But we tried to support, so we tried not to leave each other and to ensure that everyone arrived about the same time.
Yeah.
And because one of the things is also we want to promote Jamaican culture in Switzerland. And so this was an opportunity for us to start conversations along the run. People are asking, oh, they didn't know there was an association in Switzerland. How can they participate? Because we do have some fundraisers throughout the year. That's how we raise money.
I was just going to ask, what else do you do outside of this?
Right, so how the association started, the Fete for Bob Marley, we thought that was a good event to keep. So basically this has become our annual fundraiser. So every year in May we have this big annual Fete where people, they know this is the main fundraiser for the association. So well, they pay the entry ticket, and then all the drinks, everything that is sold, our proceeds that go
into the project.
And that goes into the project. So this is
Okay.
really our main fundraiser. For next year, we're thinking of doing a second one around September. So we're going to collaborate with the permanent mission of Jamaica in Switzerland for this event. So this is something we're working on. And otherwise, we just have some punctual events. For example, we always celebrate Jamaica's Independence Day on August 6th. We have a barbecue. It's summertime in Switzerland, so it gets warm also, thankfully. We have the Christmas carolings. That was just last week that we do around Christmas time. So we have a few events that we do around the year, but this is more to just bring the Jamaicans together and have that support.
I think it's fantastic. And I have to congratulate you guys. Some people leave and they don't really remember home, especially when the cold start by them, and that's all they can think about. But you've gone with Jamaica in your heart, and you're supporting, so we appreciate that. On behalf of all the schools that you've helped, thank you very much for your service, because that's really what it is. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. From the Jamaica Association in Switzerland, President Jessica Taylor and member Rashid Hall, on Concord Basic School and Whitehall Primary, you're in luck. You're in luck.